Hi, and welcome to Cinema Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are continuing with Sharkathon. So, what is our movie for today? We've covered Jaws, we've covered Jaws 2. What could possibly be the next one on the marker? Well, yeah, it's Jaws 3. Otherwise known as Jaws 3D. Yeah, this was back in the day when 3D was your big crazy thing and everyone was doing it, including sharks apparently. So, the beginning of the end of the Jaws franchise. This is the first real bad Jaws movie. Alright, so basically, instead of being on Amity Island, the same way we started off with the last two Jaws films, we're going to start at SeaWorld? Yeah, so this is a SeaWorld adventure with Jaws the shark, or another brand new Jaws the shark, and instead of dealing with Chief Brody, we're going to be dealing with the Brody boys. Yeah, that's right. Little Broads and Big Broads. I'm going to be calling them that this entire episode. You might as well get used to it now. Alright, so what are the highlights of this? Because we all know it's a shark. The shark is going to attack the SeaWorld, get into the bay, and try to start a bunch of nonsense. I gotta tell you, I thought that the shark would cause a bit more in the way of damage as far as the different aquatic life living there. That really wasn't a thing. However, a number of the patrons and even some of the workers there kind of got screwed over. Alright, so this is 3D. Of course, it's a shark movie, so cue the really bad, really dated 3D, because, you know, this wasn't in the time of 4K. This is in the time of, you know, we're just starting to figure out stuff. Here's some nice colored glasses to figure your stuff out. And we even have a floating fish head in the very beginning coming right out at you. Alright, so of course we see the older Brody boy, or Big Broads, as I would like to call him from now on. Big Broads, he took a job at SeaWorld because, you know, dealing with a bunch of sharks when you're younger isn't enough, I guess. Now you gotta go right ahead and help out here now. Alright, okay, we'll go with that. But he is currently dating the head marine biologist there at SeaWorld, which, by the way, kudos to Jaws 3 for actually writing in a lot of the actual handlers as characters. Huge shout out there, because this character's handler, this character's little assistant, is actually one of the main handlers for these animals. And, you know, to make the lead actress actually that comfortable where she's actually grabbing a killer whale's tongue and doing a lot of her stunts with the dolphins, you know, big shout out there. Mad props, mad props. However, it is the third installment here. So once again, we have to get into weird kind of continuity things. Alright, so apparently Little Broads just graduated from high school in this film. However, let me tell you right now, this is probably the oldest high schooler I've ever seen. The guy's like 30, and apparently he's a brand new brand new college student. I don't know. But he is apparently a brand new high school graduate. Okay. I don't see it, but alright. Anywho, he has decided to spend his time with his older brother and his girlfriend. A little bit of a shout out, a little bit of a hello family moment. Now, of course, Big Broads and his girlfriend decide to take Little Broads out and about, where, of course, we don't have quite as many title characters in bikinis in this one. So what's the next best thing? A really pretty water skier. And of course, you know, she is pretty, so we'll go there. Alright, so at a bar, we get to see probably what I thought at the time was a made-up sport, standoff. I thought this was complete nonsense. I thought they made this up for this movie. Apparently it's an actual sport. Apparently it's an actual game that you really do, where you're trying to throw the other person off on their balance without having them step. And, you know, they gotta move out of the box, I guess. I think it's really weird. I think it's a weird way to try to break the ice with someone. Personally, if a guy walked up to me if I wasn't married and a guy walked up to me at a bar and said, hey, and then pushed me, I'd either mace him or punch him. But, you know, buying him beers, that also works, apparently. I wouldn't do that. But, of course, a waitress here is grilling Big Broads because her boyfriend works for him and he hasn't been home yet. So unfortunately, one of the first kills in this movie is actually one of the workers there at SeaWorld who was just trying to fix a pipe. Trying to fix a little bit of an issue there with the cage and the piping right there, just so it wouldn't become a bigger issue. And unfortunately, no one knows he's doing this. So when he gets eaten by Jaws, he's just kind of left floating around. Very unfortunate. And his girlfriend thinks he's cheating on her, so yeah, sorry, bro. Anywho, continuing on the rest of this movie, it's not good. It's not very clunky writing. The idea that this apparently very well-respected water skier in this area is just gonna go to the bar, meet little broads, and then go skinny dipping. Well, not quite skinny dipping, but jump around in the water in her bra and underwear with him. Which, by the way, if your brother is scared of the water because of seeing someone get eaten by a shark, just inches away from him, feet away from him, possibly, maybe not bring him to SeaWorld. Just throwing it out there. But, yeah, his date actually gets him in the water, because, you know, pretty girl stripping down in the water, yeah, I could see how that would be a strong motivator. But the clunky, weird interaction where Big Broads and his girlfriend actually find these two, and that whole scene, it's awkward, it's poorly written. These are way better actors than this, and I understand they're doing what they can, but dang. Alright, so I really don't want to spend this entire episode just tearing this movie apart, because it is fun, it is entertaining. It is not a good film, though, so it is such a departure from Jaws 1 and 2 versus Jaws 3. Such a big departure, such a huge letdown, and I feel like a big part of it is they just took it away from Andy, they took it away from Chief Brody, and they tried to make it trendy with the times, and it's just really dated now. It's really, really dated, and it's just not well done. I'm sorry. But when your 3D actually cuts out your CGI'd craft, your watercraft, and there's actually a part of it that is grained out during your scene, that's not a well done film. Just really bad 3D throughout. I mean, gosh, that's not good. The death scenes in this are not anything compared to the first two. You don't have the same fear as you do in the first two. Yes, there's a lot more elements thrown in there. Yes, it is interesting, especially when we get into the idea that they have to rescue a number of the patrons that are now trapped underneath ground in these tunnels.
Y'all who are still in the underwater portion of this park, please follow your guides, and they will point out the most convenient and accessible exits.
Where the hell is the nearest accessible exit? We're underwater.
Is this on?
Uh-huh.
Give me some lights down there.
Got them right here.
Can't see shit down there. And get me some medical attention here, quick!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you all heard the announcement, so please follow me in an orderly fashion and remember, walk, do not run.
Daddy, look at the fish!
Holy shit! Tunnel failure, number 6.
Jonah and the whale.
That's it. Tube integrity has been compromised. We've got leakage and pressure loss.
We have to seal the section or we'll lose the whole complex.
Door type doors. Hit it!
On automatic. They're all on go status. Activated. Now.
You know, water tunnels. Honestly, it's not a good film. It's not a good film. It's a huge difference from the second one, which had a lot of the same themes, a lot of the same hits that the first one had, and then there's this one. It's just kind of here. And it's disappointing. It's bad 3D, it's bad writing, and it's bad actors from... I'm not bad actors, bad acting from decent actors. Very disappointing. And, you know, makes sense why they didn't want to come back for the fourth one. But, you know, we're going to deal with that with the rest of Sharkathon. Alright, so, gosh. What positives can I say about this film? The dolphins were neat. I don't understand why they needed the whole, yeah, we made it, we survived, yeah, moment at the very end. Really? But, this hurts me. This is a great drinking game. I will tell you right now, this Jaws movie is where the drinks can start floating. If you are of age, try it. It will make Jaws 3 way more entertaining. Of course, in the next episode, we are going to be covering Jaws 4, The Revenge, otherwise known as Why Was This Film Created? I kind of hate the director because of it, but we will be handling that when we get there. So yeah, that is it for this episode of Cinema Figures. Please give me a like if you like this video, comment below and tell me whether or not you think I am wrong. Is Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D spectacular? You know, you can tell me your wrong opinion. I'm fine with that. I will tell you, it is entertaining. It is entertaining. It is not a good film. It is a very, very bad film, but it can be entertaining. However, this is very much the beginning of the end for the Jaws franchise, unfortunately. And that's a big reason why I hate it. But please do subscribe to Cinema Figures for more sharky goodness or just movie goodness, because, you know, we do movie reviews here and just all sorts of craziness. We're just currently counting down a bunch of really good and really, really bad shark films. So yeah, that is it for this episode of Cinema Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and until next time, bye.